Alright, people, today I want to talk to you about how I memorized 1000 pages of medical information, basically without losing my mind. So, let me pull them up real quick. This is everything I had to memorize by heart. In attempting to memorize this much information, I had to resort to a few methods. I tried so many, I watched so many videos, and so I tried to think of the three most valuable methods that helped me a lot and helped me mostly to get started because it's very difficult to get started with this much information. I gotta give a full disclaimer. I didn't pass the whole exam because the exam was two parts. The first part where I used these methods, I passed it, but the second part, I kind of neglected it and I didn't use this method, and so I didn't pass. So this is kind of like maybe a proof of concept or something. So let's get started. Now, the first technique that helped me a lot is encoding. In my exam, we had two types of information, and generally that's how it goes for all exams. You have facts and concepts. Now, concepts are just things that you can just read and understand and get the gist of it, and maybe like during the exam you can just like get it out of your memory if you understood it well. But facts, and we had like so many of them. It's like random bits of information. So it's very important to encode information in a way that when you're faced with it, like the question during the exam, you can recall a certain information and then relates it to another. And how you would do that is to, I don't know if you've seen this before, but you would create like a sentence, and it would only make sense to you, and if it's weird then it's best. I will show you an example of the sentence. Now bear with me, it's going to be in French, but the concept is the same. Alright, so this is a sentence that I used to remember that we add l'alcool amylique, amylic alcohol, to do the dosage of coporphyrine urinaire in the context of lead poisoning. Now the sentence is saupoudrer de farine la tête des porcs avant de les sacrifier, which means to sprinkle flour on the pigs' heads before sacrificing them. How this relates to l'alcool amylique is I found out that it's called l'alcool amylique because this is derived from amylum, which means amidon, which is gluten, and we all know that gluten is in flour. Sprinkle flour on the pigs' heads before sacrificing them. Now, pigs in French is porc, saupoudrer de farine la tête des porcs, and this is how I would remember coproporphyrine urinaire. Now let's go to the second method. I think if this is like not your first video about like learning, you've heard this before. It's active recall and spaced repetition. Now I've done this later than I would have liked. I had to put them in Anki and block out everything to like recall it. I'm gonna show you a little demo on the screen. So on Anki, you would just take a screenshot of the part that you wanna learn and you create an image occlusion. Then you can block out the parts and just click on hide all, guess one. So for the third method, it's about having like side projects besides what you're memorizing. For me, I don't know if I should say this on YouTube. I took on the project of modding my Nintendo Switch. I also exercised. I switched up my environments from time to time. I had an accountability buddy that was going through like the same exam, just like for medical school, and so we used to like catch up and like basically hold ourselves accountable and share where we're at in the journey. I also like did the yoga for energy. Like there's like a really good video by yoga by Adrienne. Alright, I have a bonus method that I also feel like helped me a lot. It's to track the number of hours I spent on this exam preparation. And so I used this app, and every time I would study, basically, I would just track the number of hours. And hopefully, you can see on screen. I basically used the reverse timetable method from, I think, Ali Abdal's video. Put like the lessons on one column and the dates where you saw them in another, and you also do like spaced repetition. And that helped me a lot to like keep track of my progress, because when you have like such a big project, it can be very hard to see like I want to say the bottom of the barrel. And that's really like, if there's anything that like you can take away from this video, it's the fact that you should just like ignore the big picture. You just need to go like line by line, like page by page. Don't look at all of this. I didn't have all of this on my desk. I only had like one of these, one book, and I would just go through them one by one and try to find connections, like for it to make sense. Some things were like getting like repeated throughout. Now I want to get through the mistakes that I made, because I've made quite a few that in the end made me fail this competitive exam. I didn't get selected. So my mistakes were obviously like neglecting the second selective exam. I basically like left it out for later, but I realized that I only had one day instead of 10 days to review it all, so that was one mistake. That sums up my experience with these exams. I hope you like benefited from them, and follow me along this journey of like uh, life after graduation, basically. Yeah, I'll see you soon.